Good afternoon. It is Eric Arnold here on the Wednesday, August 18th. We've got 4 free MLB picks for you here today. Lost our last pick. That was Monday. No show yesterday. Got a lot of ground to cover here. All of it non-sport related. I just, honestly, I'm starting to get a little bored with baseball because, frankly, baseball pales in comparison with what the fuck is going on in this country right now. And important things are happening almost on a daily basis. And it's almost like it's just happening so fast and it's being censored so heavily that everybody's just kind of walking around in a fog and not really paying attention to what the hell is going on. I think I need to take a few minutes and say some things. So it occurred to me, probably the biggest takeaway from this Afghanistan situation is, and this is important, this is very important, especially to the younger people in our audience who just haven't had the wisdom of age yet. It illustrates the total and complete incompetence of the elites that run this country, whether it's the military, our institutions, our government, academia, the media, you name it. Whatever's big and important, whatever stands for authority in this country is being run by complete fools, complete incompetence. Just look at the Afghanistan situation. How in the hell can you be there for 20 years, have accumulated what should be 20 years worth of experience, and not know that the puppet government that you've installed is going to collapse like a house of cards in 72 hours? How can you not know that? But that's our military. That's our intelligence services. They are incompetent, completely and totally. You can go, I made a list here just to kind of refresh my memory. And it didn't take long to make the list. You got 9/11. How did they not know that they were going to knock the buildings down? How do you not know that? How do you get your pants pulled down by a bunch of assholes that wipe their asses with rocks that live in caves? How does that happen? Then you go in looking for WMDs. I don't know what happened there. We never found any weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. That was the thing that was told to us to sell us on that boondoggle of a war. Did they lie to us? Or were they really that incompetent? It could be either. It really could be either. You had the 2008, the too big to fail financial disaster, which wiped out countless Joe Six-Packs and middle-class people, their retirements gone because of the malfeasance of the elites or the incompetence of the elites. Again, you got 2 ways to view that. They're giving loans to bartenders. Here's a $750,000 loan. Here's a stripper. Here's $1 million loan. Oh, you make, 50 grand a year, and we're giving you $1 million. You can't pay it back. No, Shazam. Who would have seen that coming? Either they're wholly incompetent or worse, and it's probably worse. They knew she couldn't pay it back. They knew he couldn't pay it back. And they didn't care because they knew they could make outrageous profits, and when the house of cards finally fell apart, they'd just get the taxpayers to bail them out, which is exactly what happened. So they're either evil or they're incompetent, or a combination of both, which is probably what it is. Then you had Benghazi, you had the government running around telling us they're not spying on the American people, and then Edward Snowden coming out and saying, oh yes they are, exactly, and here's how they're doing it. You had that, of course the pandemic debacle, where it escapes from a lab in China that we're paying to research dangerous viruses. We're taking dangerous viruses and making them even more dangerous for some God knows allegedly altruistic reason. Now, of course, we lie and deny it. No, that's not gain of function, even though we took a virus that couldn't infect humans and made it such that it could infect humans, and then somehow it got out. Shazam, how the hell did that happen? But it has nothing to do with me, says Anthony Fauci, who's lied for the last 18 months. An incompetent boob hack liar. And then you got this Afghanistan deal. So have I missed anything? I'm sure I have. Everybody running this country, the deep state, all the way up and down any kind of authority in this country, they're incompetent. They know nothing. They're just simply bad, foolish people. And people under 35, if you listen to these bad, foolish people that are jabbing their finger in your chest almost on a daily basis, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. If you believe this, you're bad. If you don't do this over here, you're bad. If you follow those people, well, then you're just going to follow stupid people down a stupid path. You better learn to think for yourselves. If you don't think for yourselves, well, you're going nowhere good in this world, that's for sure. So think for yourselves. And that leads me to these horrible, horrible vaccination mandates. What are we doing? I mean, this is just a path, just right down an evil path. And I don't know that the people that are proponents of this have thought this through. It reminds me of the Milgram Experiment. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's online. I don't think that YouTube has censored that yet. They probably simply are too stupid to know it's there and the implications of such. So they probably still have it there, and you can probably look it up for another year or two before they yank it down. The Milgram Experiment was, I think, the early 60s, and the researchers were trying to quantify evil, basically. They're trying to figure out why, it's the Nazi Germany thing. In other words, how exactly did you guys wind up thinking it was a good idea to kill 6 million Jews? I mean, yeah, I get it that you got a few of these complete radical evil assholes in charge, but how did the guy running the trains just go along with it? How did the guy driving the bus or the truck loaded with Jews think that was a good idea? How did just normal people just go, oh, all right, there goes another train load of Jews to be killed. I don't want to get involved. Are you that, is a humanity that spineless and venal when it comes to its own survival, that it'll just turn its back on its fellow man when the evil is being done to somebody, not you? But at any rate, so Milgram, what they did was they took subjects, they put a wall up so you could hear the person on the other side of the wall, but you couldn't see him. The person on the other side of the wall was in on the game, if you will. The subject, he is told that he's participating in an experiment where he is to give electric shocks to the person on the other side of the wall. And the shocks are supposed to start with mild electricity, mild voltage, which just gives you a little prick, and then progressively get higher. And the guy in the white lab coat is directing the experiment, and he's telling the subject there at the controls what to do. So the guy on the other side of the wall, who's allegedly absorbing this electricity, he's really not. He's in on the game. He's pretending that he's absorbing this electricity. Then they're, of course, recording on their little notepads the reactions and the physiological effects of the electricity, allegedly, on the other subject. All this is what they're pretending to do. In reality, what they're doing is they just want to see if they can get this guy to do more and more evil things in the name of science. So, it goes on, and they're saying, okay, give him a shock, give him a little shock, now give him a little more, now give him even more, now give him a really good one. And every time he's doing this, whop, the guy on the other side goes, ah! And the subjects are there like, I don't know. And the guy in the lab coat goes, it's okay, just relax. It's all in the name of science. Please continue the experiment. And most of them did it. They just kept doing it. All right, up the voltage. I don't know. It sounds like he's in pain. Up the voltage. It's all fine. Don't worry about it. All right. Ah! So what the Milgram people basically concluded is, as long as an authoritarian figure is standing over a person saying, it's okay, don't worry, it's all right, you don't need to, don't think for yourself, don't worry about that guy that appears to be in pain and you're causing the pain. Don't worry about that. It's okay. What they found was they could make people do damn near anything. So this is what it reminds me of, is you got a virus that's killed, when you do the math, roughly 650,000 people right now in this country, 650,000 out of 330 million. So that's about 2 out of every 1,000. So of the 2 out of every 1,000, the vast majority of those people have been unvaccinated and over 60. Unvaccinated and over 60. The people running around right now screaming, we need a mandate force these people that won't get the vaccination, that they're dangerous and they're going to get us all killed. We need to force them to get the vaccination or punish them severely. None of these people are unvaccinated. They're all vaccinated. None of them are in the 2 that get killed. None of them. Or most of these people, well, I can't say over 60. Some of the idiots running around are over 60. But for the most part, they're all vaccinated. So the people that want these vaccination mandates are in no danger whatsoever. But they want you to think they are. They're panicky idiots. What are you doing? I mean, take New York City. Basically, this thing is breaking down on class lines. It's not a Republican-Democrat thing. It's how much money do you have? Did you go to college? That's basically the line it's breaking down. So, college-educated person, he's probably vaccinated. Unvaccinated person, probably not college-educated. I don't know that necessarily means one group's smarter than the other. I think probably the unvaccinated people, there's probably more common sense there. But those people, the unvaccinated people, they're being told in New York City they can't go anywhere. They can't work anywhere. They're going to be fired from their jobs. So they're basically being held down by us, the vaccinated people, their neighbors, forcibly held down when we stick needles in their arms. Does that seem evil to you? It seems evil to me. Or if they don't want to do that, well, then we'll just make it so they can't feed their families. We'll get them fired from their jobs. We'll make it such that they can't work anywhere without getting the jab. And then their options will be turn to crime, sell drugs on a street corner, or become a ward of the state and get welfare. These are good choices. So it's terrible. It's absolutely awful what we're doing to these people. But the authority people, which I've just told you are idiots and know nothing, it's okay. That's all right. We need these mandates. It's a tough pill to swallow, but we've got to do it. Awful. Just horrible what we're doing. Evil. It's evil. Evil. Your lead evil, incompetent fool, Joe Biden, he's talking about a mandate on interstate travel. Things we used to joke about back in the mid-'80s when we would make fun of places like the Soviet Union. Papers, please, as you need to go from city to city or town to town, and you got to show your permission slip from the government that you're allowed to do that. We used to joke about that kind of thing. And here you have a sitting United States president actively considering whether to do that. Unbelievable. Wake the fuck up. My God, wake the fuck up. This virus is not that dangerous. You're tearing the country apart over something that is simply not that important. My God, unbelievable. So I don't know how much further it goes. Honestly, I think this thing will probably die out eventually, and then I don't know how they're going to keep it going. They will. As I pointed out, Nothing but good things have happened to the elites since this pandemic started. So they're going to try to keep it going. At all costs, somehow, they'll try to keep this thing going. You're being played. Know it. Know it. You're being played. My God. All right, I could go on, and I will later. I'm thinking I'm going to restart the politics barn because, it's fun and all to give you guys winning baseball picks in front of tens of people. But I think I'd almost rather talk to thousands of people about what the fuck is going on in this country. And at least until YouTube bans me, that's another thing I'm agitated about. They shut down Rand Paul for a week, YouTube, just because he had the temerity to question what's going on in this country. He's a sitting United States senator. Where does YouTube get off? I mean, talking about evil. I mean, terrible people. Just terrible people. Well, and again, the people sitting there doing it at YouTube, they're all college-educated twits that think they're smarter than everybody else. That's pretty much where it breaks down. All these elites that sit in power and are fucking everything up for the last 30 years. That's pretty much a common denominator. They all think they're smarter than everybody else, and they need to foist their view of the world on everybody. I think I'm smarter than you, but the difference between me and you is I want the people to be able to do whatever the hell they want. That guy sitting over there at the bar smoking cigarettes and drinking the shots of Jack Daniels, let him do it. He likes doing that. That's fun for him. That's his life. I'm not going to go over there and tell him, if you keep doing that, you're going to get lung cancer and probably cirrhosis and die early. He's going to say, well, what's cirrhosis? And I don't care. I don't care. I'm happy doing this. Let me alone. I'm not hurting anyone. Let the people do what they want. But the elites just cannot do that. They cannot do that. They need people to conform to their view of the fucking world. That's what they need. They have this innate idea that they know best. And by God, you've got to do it. You've got to do it. Unbelievable. Wake up. My God, these people are bad. They're bad people. Bad people running this country. I don't feel much like giving baseball picks now, but I will, because that's why you're all here. So we'll have the Yankees. They seem to be on a roll. Historically, Yankees over Red Sox. That's pretty much your 100-year default setting. So I think they are now showing their heels a little bit to the Blue Jays and the Red Sox because they're the Yankees. They always win. So the Yankees. The Braves, they're in the midst of their long drive here. They're probably putting the division away as we speak at the moment. I figure in the next 10 days, they'll be good by 7 games over the falling apart Phillies. So I think it's a little steep price. We're a little nervous about that, but the Braves are hot. I don't see them suddenly taking their foot off the gas. They're playing well. We think they're going to keep playing well. We'll take the Braves. Oh, memories. No. What have I done? What have I done? Here it is. Oh, yeah, the Angels. We're not happy about this one, but we're going with the Angels. I think the Tigers are just taking a little bit of a break. The team has gone great guns all year long, and now we think they're just in a little bit of a lull period. So we'll take the Angels, and then the Mariners are still there. I don't know how they're still there, but they are. That team has provided value all year long. Fulton Evans has been a loser almost every time out this year. He's going for the Rangers. We're going to go ahead and say the Mariners still in it, still playing hard, still playing well. And the Rangers dead, out, gone. So we're going to say the Mariners, Braves, Angels, and then Yankees. Those are your picks for this Wednesday. We appreciate you being here. Like I said, I don't know if I'll have time to do both. What may end up happening is we may just do the politics barn and do away with the baseball picks. I haven't decided yet, but A lot of important things going on in this country right now, and most people don't know anything about it because of the censorship going on, and it's awful. So anyway, appreciate whoever was here, and hit the like button if you care to. If you're a statist asshole, hit the dislike button. That's okay too. And we'll talk to you some other time.